Another interesting aspect of coin collecting is how knowledge spreads within the community. When a rare variation or unusual feature is discovered, collectors often share their findings through forums, auctions, and publications. This helps others learn what to look for when examining similar coins. As more collectors begin searching for the same variation, demand can increase rapidly. Coins that once seemed insignificant suddenly gain attention from buyers around the world. Auctions may feature them, and their value can rise dramatically depending on how rare they are. This process has happened many times throughout the history of coin collecting. A coin that circulated unnoticed for years may suddenly become famous after a rare feature is identified. Because of this, experienced collectors always recommend taking a closer look at coins before spending them. The details may reveal something unexpected. The design elements on the 2015 South Africa 50 cents coin make it a fascinating piece to examine. The lines of the coat of arms, the balance of the lettering, and the clarity of the denomination all demonstrate the careful craftsmanship involved in minting modern currency. Even though millions of these coins exist, each one still represents a small work of art created through a precise industrial process. The minting machines must strike each coin with exact pressure to ensure the design appears clearly. During production, metal blanks are fed into high-speed presses where engraved dies stamp the designs onto both sides of the coin. In just a fraction of a second, the blank metal disc transforms into a finished coin ready for circulation. Despite the advanced technology used in modern mints, small variations can still occur. Slight shifts in alignment, pressure, or die work can create unique characteristics. These are the kinds of details collectors carefully search for. Sometimes a coin that appears completely normal at first glance reveals a surprising feature under magnification. A tiny doubled letter or unusual spacing might indicate that the coin was struck under unusual conditions. This is why many collectors use magnifying glasses or microscopes when examining coins. The smallest details can make the biggest difference. The global coin collecting community continues to grow each year. Enthusiasts range from beginners checking their pocket change to professional numismatists who study coins as historical artifacts. Together, they form a network of people fascinated by the stories hidden within currency. For many collectors, the excitement is not just about money. It is about discovery, learning, and preserving pieces of history. Every coin has something to teach about the time and place in which it was created. The 2015 South Africa 50 cents coin represents a modern chapter in that long tradition. While it may seem ordinary today, time can sometimes change the way collectors view certain coins. History has shown that coins once considered common can later become rare due to changes in circulation, loss, or collector demand. As years pass, surviving examples may become harder to find. Because of this possibility, some collectors choose to keep coins from specific years or countries, believing that future interest might increase their value. Whether or not that happens with the 2015 coin, the curiosity surrounding certain variations has already encouraged many people to look more closely at their spare change. The next time you receive coins after making a purchase, it might be worth taking a moment to examine them. Look at the date, the design, and the condition. Sometimes the smallest details reveal the biggest surprises. Coin collecting reminds us that value can appear in unexpected places. Objects we use every day may carry stories, craftsmanship, and rarity that go unnoticed. That a simple coin resting in a jar or pocket could hold more significance than anyone realizes. Its journey through time, its connection to history, and its potential rarity all combine to create something fascinating. That is why collectors around the world continue searching through coins with patience and curiosity. They understand that hidden among ordinary pieces of change there may be something extraordinary waiting to be discovered. And sometimes a small coin like the 2015 South Africa 50 cents, overlooked by thousands of people, can suddenly capture global attention when the right collector recognizes its unique features. What appears to be a simple piece of everyday currency might actually be one of the rare examples that collectors dream about finding. Because in the world of rare coins, the difference between an ordinary coin and an extraordinary one can be just a tiny detail that most people would never notice. And if the right variation is discovered, the value of that little coin could rise far beyond its original purpose, astonishing collectors everywhere with the potential price reaching $770,000. A small coin rests quietly in the palm of a collector's hand. At first glance, it looks completely ordinary, something that might be found in a pocket, a jar of spare change, or at the bottom of a drawer. Most people would barely glance at it before spending it on something small. Yet sometimes the most common coins hide stories that few people ever notice. Today we are looking at the 2015 South Africa 50 cents coin, a piece of currency that millions of people have used in everyday life, but very few have truly examined. The coin was issued as part of South Africa's modern circulating currency system. In markets, street vendors, taxis, and small local shops, coins like this pass through thousands of hands every single day. For most people, it represents only a small amount of money, something that helps complete a purchase or provides change after a transaction. But for collectors and historians, coins like this hold something much deeper than their face value. Every coin carries a piece of history. It represents the culture, the identity, and the economic story of the country that created it. The 2015 South Africa 50 cents coin is no different. It reflects the nation's heritage and its commitment to representing unity through its national symbols. The design printed onto the surface of the coin tells a story that goes far beyond the metal itself. When you examine the coin closely, the first thing that often captures attention is the national coat of arms. This emblem is one of the most powerful symbols used by the country. The coat of arms includes a shield supported by elements that represent protection, strength, and unity. Around the shield are traditional symbols that reflect the rich cultural diversity of South Africa. The presence of multiple languages on the coin also represents an important part of the country's identity. South Africa is known for its linguistic and cultural diversity, and the inscriptions on its coins often reflect that uniqueness. Each word engraved on the metal is carefully chosen, reminding people that the nation is built upon many communities coming together on the opposite side of the coin. The number 50 stands prominently in the center. This indicates the coin's denomination of 50 cents. The number is bold and clear, allowing people to recognize the coin instantly during everyday transactions. Around the number, the design remains clean and balanced, creating a simple yet recognizable appearance. The coin was produced by the South African Mint using a copper-nickel alloy. This material gives the coin its silver-like color and also provides durability. Circulating coins must survive years of handling, movement, and environmental exposure, so the metal composition is carefully selected to ensure long-term strength. In 2015, millions of these coins were produced and released into circulation. Because such a large quantity was minted, most people naturally assume that the coin has little value beyond its face value. In most situations, that assumption would be correct. However, in the fascinating world of coin collecting, even widely circulated coins can sometimes become extremely valuable. Collectors know that value does not always depend on how many coins were originally minted. Instead, it often depends on specific details such as minting errors, rare variations, unusual strike qualities, or exceptional preservation. Sometimes a small detail invisible to the casual observer can make a coin incredibly desirable. For example, certain coins may leave the mint with slight imperfections caused during the striking process. These imperfections might include doubled letters, unusual spacing, off-center designs, or tiny surface variations. When collectors discover these differences, they often become highly sought-after pieces. The reason is simple. When an unusual feature appears on a coin, it means only a limited number of those coins exist. Rarity is one of the most powerful factors in determining a coin's value. The fewer examples that exist, the more collectors compete to obtain them. This is why many experienced collectors carefully examine coins from particular years. The 2015 South Africa 50 cents coin has attracted attention because certain variations have been reported by collectors who study minting patterns. While most coins from that year remain common, a few rare examples have sparked excitement within the collecting community. Condition also plays an enormous role in determining value. A coin that has been heavily used may show scratches, worn details, and fading designs. However, a coin that remains in near-perfect condition can be dramatically more valuable. Collectors often describe these coins as being in uncirculated or mint state condition. Finding a coin like that in everyday change is rare, but not impossible. Sometimes coins leave the mint and quickly end up stored in jars or collections without being used very much. Years later, they may still appear almost brand new. The thrill of discovery is what makes coin collecting so exciting for many people. Imagine checking a handful of coins from your pocket and suddenly realizing that one of them might be something special. That moment of surprise has inspired collectors for generations. Across the world, people search through spare change hoping to find hidden treasures. Some visit flea markets or antique stores. Others examine coin rolls from banks or trade with fellow collectors. Each search carries the possibility that a small piece of metal could reveal a rare story. Coins also provide a direct connection to everyday life in the past. When you hold a coin, you are holding something that has traveled through countless hands. It may have been used in shops, markets, restaurants, or transportation. Each scratch and mark can represent a moment in the coin's journey. The 2015 South Africa 50 cents coin may have traveled through many different places. It could have been used in a busy city market, passed through a taxi driver's hands, or exchanged during a small purchase at a neighborhood store. Over time, it might have crossed entire regions before finally ending up in a collection. Collectors often enjoy imagining these journeys. Coins become tiny witnesses to history, quietly moving through society while carrying their designs and symbols wherever they go.